sees not Hermia. Hermia, sleep thou there, and never mayest thou come Lysander near. For as a surfeit of the sweetest things, the deepest loathing to the stomach brings. As the heresies that men do leave are hated most of those they did deceive. Thou, my surfeit, and my heresy, of all be hated, the most of me. All my powers address my love and might, to honor Helen, and to be her knight.
Our stage. This hawthorn brake our tarrying house, and we will do it in action as we will do it before the Duke.
Peter Quint.
Oh, what sayest thou, bully bottom?
There are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword to kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. I'll answer you that.
Fire, leg, a parlous fear.
I believe when all is done, we should leave the killing out.
No, not a whit. I have a device to make all well. Write me a prologue, and let the prologue seem to say that we will do no harm with our swords, and that Pyramus is not killed indeed, and that I, Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but Bottom the Weaver. This will put them out of fear.
We will have such a prologue, and it will be written in 8 and 6.
No, make it 2 more. Let it be written in 8 and 8.
Will not the ladies be afeard of the lion?
I fear it, I promise you.
Oh, masters, we ought to consider with ourselves that to bring in, God shield us, a lion among ladies were a most dreadful thing, for there is no more vile foul than your lion living, and we ought to look to it.
Then there shall be another prologue which tells it he is not a lion.
Nay, you must name his name, and half his face must be seen through the lion's neck, and he himself must speak through, saying thus, or to the same defect, ladies, or fair ladies, I would wish you, or I would request you, or I would entreat you, not to fear, not to tremble my life for yours. If you think I come hither as a lion, 'twere a pity of my life. Nay, I am no such thing. I am a man as other men are. And therein let him state his name and tell them plainly he is Snug the Joiner.
Well, it shall be so. But there are 2 hard things. That is, to bring moonlight into the chamber. For, as you will know, Pyramus and Thisbe meet by moonlight.
Well, doth the moon shine on the night we play our play?
Oh, a calendar, a calendar. Look in the almanac. Find out moonshine. Find out moonshine. Yes! It's not shine that night. Why, then you may leave a casement at the great chamber where we play open, and the moon may shine in at the casement.
Aye! Else, one must come in with a bush of thorns and a lanthorn. And say he comes to disfigure or to present the person of moonshine. Then there's another thing. We must have a wall in the chamber. For Pyramus and Thisbe, says the story, did talk through a chink in the wall.
Well, you can never bring in a wall. What say you, bum?
Some man or other must present wall. Let him have some plaster, some loam, or some rough cast about him to signify wall. Or let him hold his fingers thus, and through this cranny shall Pyramus and Thisbe whisper.
If that may be, then all is well. Come, sit down, every mother's son, and rehearse your part. Now, Pyramus, you begin. When you have spoken your speech, enter into that break, and so everyone according to his cue.
What hempen homespuns have we swaggering here? So near the cradle of the fairy queen. What? A play toward? I'll be an auditor. An actor too, perhaps, if I see cause.
Speak, Pyramus. Thisbe, stand forth.
Thisbe, the flowers of odious savors sweet.
Odorous, odorous.
Odors savors sweet. So hath thy breath, my dearest Thisbe dear. But hark, a voice. Stay thou but here a while, and by I will to thee appear.
A stranger Pyramus than e'er played here.
Must I speak now?
Aye, very must you, for you must understand. He goes but to see a noisy herd, and is to come again.
Most radiant Pyramus. Most as red as rose on triumphant briar. Most frisky juvenile, and most lovely Jew. As truest horse that yet would never tire. I'll meet thee, Pyramus, and Ninus too.
Ninus too, man. Why, you must not speak that yet. That you answer to Pyramus. You speak all your part, cues and all. Pyramus, enter. Your cue is past. 'Tis never tire.
As truest horse that yet would never tire.
If I were fair, Thisbe, I were only thine.
Oh, nonsense! Oh, brave! We're haunted! Brave masters, fly masters, help!
Run away! This is a knavery of them to make me afeard. Bum, thou art changed. What do I see on thee? What do you see? You see an ass head of your own, do you?
Sleep like a blessing! Thou art translated!
I see their knavery. This is to make an ass of thee. To fright thee if they could. But I will not stir from this place. Do what they can. I will walk up and down here, and I will sing so they may hear that I am not afraid. Oh, a horse is a horse, a horse, a horse.
Age awakes me from my
I can talk to a horse, of course.
brave gentle mortal, sing again. Mine ear is much enamored of thy note, so is mine eye. And so low to thy shade, and thy fair virtue's force. Perforce doth move me on the first view to say, to swear I love thee.
Well, methinks, mistress, thou should have little reason for that. Yet, to say the truth, reason and love keep little company together nowadays. More's the pity civilized neighbor will not make them friends. I can speak on occasion.
Wise as thou art beautiful.
Well, not so neither. But had I wit enough to get out of this wood, I'd have enough to serve mine own turn.
Oh, out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here, whether thou wilt or no. I am a spirit of no common rate. The summer still doth tend upon my state, and I do love thee. Therefore go with me. thou shalt like an airy spirit go. Peas blossom, cobweb, moth, and mustard seed.
Where shall we go?
Be kind and courteous to this gentleman. Hop in his walks and gambol in his eyes. With apricots and dewberries, with purple grapes, green figs, and mulberries. The honey bags steal from the humble bees, and for night tapers, crop their waxen thighs, and light them at the fiery glowworm's eyes, to have my love to bed and to rise, and pick the wings from painted butterflies, to fan the moonbeams from his sleeping eyes. Nod to him, elves, and do him courtesies.
All hail. Hail.
Well, I cry your worship's mercy heartily. I beseech your worship's name.
Cobweb.
I shall desire you more acquaintance, good Mistress Cobweb. If I cut my finger, I shall make bold with you. Your name, honest mistress.
Peas blossom.
Pray you, commend me to Mistress Squash, your mother, and Master Peascod, your father. I shall desire you more acquaintance too. Your name, sir, I beseech you.
Mustard seed.
Good Mistress Mustard Seed, oh, I know your patience well. That same cowardly giant like ox beef hath devoured many a gentleman of your house, and I promise you, you're kindred and made my eyes water air now. I shall desire you more acquaintance, good Mistress Mustard Seed.
Come, lead him to my bower. The moon, methinks, looks with a watery eye, and when she weeps, weeps every little flower, lamenting some enforced chastity. Tie up my lover's tongue, bring him silently.
I wonder if Titania be awaked. Then what it was that next came in her eye, which she must dote on in extremity. Ah, here comes my messenger. How now, mad spirit? What night will now about this haunted grove?
My mistress, with the monsters in love, near to her close and consecrated bower, while she was in her dull and sleeping hour, a crew of patches, rude mechanicals, who worked for bread upon Athenian stalls, were met together to rehearse a play, intended for great Theseus's nuptial day. The shallowest thick-skin of that barren sort, who Pyramus presented in their sport, forsook his seat, and entered in a brake. When I did him at this advantage take, an ass's knoll I fixed on his head. Anon his Thisbe must be answered, and forth my mimic comes when they him spy, so at his sight away his fellows fly. When in that moment, so it came to pass, Titania waked, and straightway loved an ass.
This falls out better than I could devise. But hast thou yet latched the Athenian's eyes with the love juice as I bid thee do?
I took them sleeping, that is finished too, and the Athenian woman by his side, that when he waked, of force she must be eyed.
Hermia, wait!
Stand close, this is the same Athenian.
This is the woman, but not this the man.
Quick! I rebuke you, him that loves you so. Thy breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
Now I'm a chide, but I should use thee worse, for thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse. If thou hast
should the murderer look, and so should I, pierced through the heart with your stern cruelty. Yet you, the murderer, look as bright as clear as yonder Venus in her glimmering sphere.
What is this to do with my Lysander? Where is he? Demetrius, wilt thou give him me?
I'd rather give his carcass to my house.
Out dog! Out cur! Thou drivest me past the bounds of maiden's patience. Hast thou slain him then? Henceforth never be numbered among men. And hast thou killed him sleeping? Oh, brave touch! Cannot a worm, an adder do so much? An adder did it, for with doubler tongue than thine a serpent adder never stung.
An adder, you spend your passion on a misprized mood. I am not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor is he dead, for aught that I can tell.
I pray thee then, tell me he is well.
Oh, and if I could, what should I get therefore?
A privilege never to see me more, and from this hated peasant's part I so, see me no more whether he be dead or no.
There is no following her in this fierce bay. Here therefore, for a while I shall remain.
What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite, and lain the love juice on some true love's sight. Of thy misprision must perforce ensue some true love turned, and not a false turned true.
Then fate o'errules that one man holding troth. A million fail, confounding oath on oath.
About the wood, go swifter than the wind, and Helena of Athens look thou find. Oh, fancy sick she is, and pale of cheer, with sighs of love that cost the fresh blood dear. By some illusion see thou bring her here. I'll charm his eye against she do appear.
I go, look how I go, swifter than arrow from the Tartar's bow.
Flower of this purple dye, hit with Cupid's archery, sink in the apple of his eye. When thou wakest, if she be by, beg of her for remedy.
Captain of our fairy band, Helena is here at hand, and the youth, mistook by me, pleading for a lover's speed. Shall we their fond pageant see? Lord, what fools these mortals be!
Stand aside. The noise they make will cause Demetrius to wake.
Then will two at once woo one. That must needs be sport alone. And those things do best please thee, that befall preposterously.
Baby girl! Why should you think that I woo and scorn? Scorn and derision never come to tears. And look, my vow, I read, and vows so born in their nativity, all truth appears. How can these things seem